So we've just passed 100 miles left to go. It's 3:30. We had our pre-race fuel at 2:30. Now, one of the problems with eating in the car is you quite often get a little bit of indigestion, and I've had that since we ate at 2:30. So an hour ago, I had a bit of indigestion, take some tablets, waiting for it to ease. Now, that is one of the main reasons why you have your pre-race meal 3 to 4 hours in advance of racing, because any GI issues, and again, if you've watched the channel before, you'll know that I do suffer from IBS from time to time. Fortunately, touch wood, it's a lot better than what it used to be, but there's still that potential for it to flare up. So one of the reasons for giving yourself, and I certainly take the maximum 4-hour spell, is to let any GI issues settle down, because the last thing you want going into a race is to be thinking, I don't feel comfortable on the bike. And if you're not feeling comfortable, it's because something's happening inside the body. More than likely, if you've eaten too soon, then all of the blood is going to be in the gut trying to digest that food, trying to absorb those nutrients. Whereas if you give yourself plenty of time, and as I say, 3 to 4 hours is optimum. I go to the very end of that period, and I go to the 4-hour time gap. But if you use that, then all of your food will be digested, the nutrients will be absorbed, you'll have that carb, that glycogen storage topped back up again and ready to rock and roll for the race. And then all of the blood, all of the oxygen will be getting pumped into those legs where you need it most, because at the end of the day, during a race, you don't need to be digesting food, you need to be pumping oxygen and fuel into those muscles to give yourself the best opportunity to get a good result. So we're here, 3.5 hours in the car. It is 5:30, race starts at 6:30. As ever, there's nobody here to sign on with, which really throws a spanner in the works for my warm-up, because I like to get signed on, get my number inside my skin suit, and then get my warm-up done, rather than getting the skin suit on, doing the warm-up, and then trying to get the number into the pack at the back, which you know, when you're traveling on your own, it's pretty difficult to do. But what can you do? There's nobody here, so I guess we'll just get the car unpacked and get cracking. So far, weather-wise, well, you can see there's no. It's a little bit grey, but it's warm. There's a little breeze. So far, fingers crossed, no thunderstorms as was planned on the weather forecast. Well, there we are, another race at Saltire. Rubbish result. I tell you what, let's start at the beginning. So we bumped into our pal Stuart from KRT. He was there supporting one of his Chorley teammates. So because we stopped, had a chat with him, conveniently he was standing at the start line, so we were on the front. And unlike other races that I've been doing this year, the commissaires in this area seem to be really sticking to the letter of the guidance, which is first lap should be a neutralised rollout, because you're not joining like a mass bunch across the line. It's in rows of 3. which is the COVID guidance. So, started on the front, rolled round, somebody came up my side, and it's like, what happened to staying in position? Anyway, race kicked off, lots and lots of surging. Spent my time moving from the front to the back, to the middle, from the left to the right, you know, all over the place. Sometimes you're following a wheel thinking you're on the right wheel, and sometimes you're not. Anyway, normalised power 259, bearing in mind our FTP at the moment is 266. Max power 1074. We spent, what, 40 minutes racing, 43 minutes racing. Of that, 10 minutes there, or give or take, was spent at zone 6 or 7. So lots and lots of surging. Quite a few little digs off the front, not by me, but following those wheels, nothing really stuck. I mean, that seems to be the case quite often at Saltire. Is there's lots of attacks and nothing really happens. So pushed onto the grass once, cut across a second time. The second time was on the penultimate lap, and I don't know what happened. I mean, the legs were feeling all right. I mean, coming into this, we've obviously had a week off the bike. We're trying to get the sharpness back in the legs, but the legs felt okay. But that said, coming into that second lap, I don't know what happened. The only thing I can say is I bottled it, because yes, it was 2 laps to go, and the legs were obviously starting to feel that fatigue from all those little digs and those surges. But I don't know what happened. I got pushed out of position, and I essentially just dropped like a brick off the back. And then I kind of sat off the back, and then went, "What are you doing? Push!" But by that point, they're gone, because of course it's 2 laps to go. The pace is really ramping up, especially coming into that last lap. I did kind of get back onto the back of the bunch, but yeah, just the head had gone. The legs might have been able to follow, probably not, but you never know. But yeah, the head had gone, and yeah, I'm not sure. That's the first time that's happened where I've gone, nah, I'm not up for this. I'm just going to take myself right out of the equation. A little bit disappointing, because, as I say, coming into this race, this was a Cat 4 only. There's not many Cat 4 races, so you've got to take your chances when you can. And the way that I was racing tonight, do you know what? I think I had a chance of a top 10 place. It would have been a tough ask. Let's be honest. It wasn't a given. But do you know? I think for that, what was it? 30 minutes plus 5 laps. Do you know? I think I raced pretty well. I think the power was pretty good. It is what it is. So yeah, driving back home. It's going to be what, about another 2 hours from here. We hung about and we watched the elites, or the Cat 1-2, was it? 1-2-3, and interesting, very interesting. Little bit of drama at the end. Yeah, I'm not going to post it because I don't think I should. It started as something that was quite funny, and then ended up being a little bit cringy. Basically, a rider did something that he really shouldn't have done, and it was quite funny the way that he did it, and the accent that he used. But it then wasn't funny because the commissaire pulled him up for it, and he started giving her back chat, which, do you know what? Nah, mate, you've started funny, you've ended up like an absolute woohoo. But yeah, what a bell end. Anyway, take care of yourselves, keep those hands clean, and I'll see you soon for some new videos. Right on.
Wait now, I need to Not very impressive, is it? It's not like oh yeah.
I just wanna